Grace in the chaos, calm in the storm, life in pieces, still hope is reborn. Staying sane while breaking chains, healing the hurt, dancing through flames. When you're feeling at a loss, remind yourself, find grace in the chaos. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Grace in the Chaos. I am your most chaotic host, Alexis, and today we're doing something a little different. We're writing a letter to our younger selves. This episode is for the girl who fell too hard, stayed too long, and loved too deeply without boundaries. It's for the version of you that didn't know her worth yet. If you've ever looked back and said, I wish I knew then what I know now, this episode is for you. I first want to begin by saying I am truly grateful for all the support. I am truly grateful for all my listeners out there. And I really hope this episode can help someone come out of their chaos or help someone just apologize to the version of them that settled for less. So listen, today I want to talk about the time I walked face first into a red flag. And I'm not talking about no little red flag like getting ghost during the week and then he popped back out. I'm talking the man was wearing, waving, and had the red flag as a license plate. And there I was, just a smiling and skipping into it like, oh yeah, you know what? I do like you. I like your vibe. I'm going to stick around. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It didn't hit me until this year, like just now, throughout today, after years, that I could have never been at peace with that man. And you know why? It's because I walked in already having to share him with two baby mamas, and I was only 19. 19. I didn't have no kids. I hadn't even talked to nobody with kids. Hell, during that time, I was barely feeding myself consistently. And magically, I just turned into a girl that was dating somebody with two kids. But anyway, that's my story. And let me be clear, I loved the kids because I loved him. But baby, the math wasn't mathing. The peace wasn't piecing. And looking back, I don't even think I knew what I needed emotionally, which is why I feel so apologetic to that 19-year-old girl. I was just in love with the idea of love, and I had that, we gonna beat the odds fantasy when it came to that situation. But the truth is, I was doomed from the jump. I walked in already knowing if anything was to be created in that situation, it wouldn't just be my family. I knew from the beginning because the facts was there. He had already had families, and we talking plural. And so when it did come down to the time where we had our own child, I realized something real important. He could not balance all of this. And it wasn't even because he was evil, and it wasn't because he didn't care, but because it's too many damn households. At this point, it's all of us fighting for time, all of us fighting for energy, all of us fighting for the last nerve on the post-filler brain. And to top all of that off, cheating. And I ain't talking about just no little cheating. This was some Olympic level gold medal type shit. I mean, the boy was cheating so good. I asked them, like, what's the mission? Are you trying to impress Satan? Because I really wasn't understanding. But anyway, there I was, still in La La Land, holding on to the fact that I thought I would be all right or die. And it's like, nah, I was just out there dying. Everything that I was trying to hold on, it wasn't holding me up. It wasn't supporting me at all, but I stayed. And I stayed because I didn't want to start over. I didn't want to just drop everything. You know how like we put in the work and we do something for so long, it's just like, okay, ain't nobody else gonna swoop in and get everything I done worked for. And it wasn't worth it. I thought love meant enduring pain during that time. I thought my love could change him. I thought being a ride or die made me worthy. But it didn't. All it made me was tired. Tired, underappreciated, and emotionally unstable. But let me say this. I'm not ashamed, not one bit. Because that version of me, that 19-year-old girl, she really thought she was doing the right thing. She showed up with love in her heart, hope in her eyes, and a bag of red flags under her arm she called potential. And now I look back and I laugh because what else can I do? Healing isn't always crying in the bathroom. Healing isn't always just letting things go. But sometimes healing is laughing at yourself and saying, damn, we really was going through something. We really was down bad. We was tore up about our little shit. But also, some days I'm still grieving and not grieving the man because I done made peace with that chaos. But I'm grieving her. That 19-year-old version of me that really didn't know. That sweet, naive, ride or die girl who was just trying to love a man who already had two broken families when I met him. Now I'm 28, and some days I sit with that and I'm just like, damn, I really spent most of my 20s building a home in somebody else's storm. I made a family with a shared man, not because I didn't see the warning signs, but because I ignored every single one of them until the house that I was building on collapsed. But through all of that, these are the lessons that I now know. Red flags don't turn green with more love. Silence is not peace, it's suppression. Love should feel safe, not scary. You can be godly and still walk away. God doesn't call us to stay in places that destroys us. He calls us to walk in truth, and the truth is you can't fix someone who doesn't want to be healed. To my 19-year-old self, you are not weak for living, but now you are wiser. Thinking back on it, it's like, y'all, this man was 24 with two baby mamas when I met him. And again, I'm 19, jumping my young ass into the Brady Bunch, like we gonna make it work. I was loving him before I even knew how to drive a car. Before I even had my own place, before I even knew myself. And that's one of my biggest regrets, not taking time to experience who I was before jumping in something that was so confusing. And I apologize. I apologize daily. I'm learning to just apologize out loud to that version of myself. Just a young girl at six red flags over a menace. And yes, I did say Six Flags over a menace. And I stayed all the way until the roller coaster broke down. And I'm mad about it sometimes. I'm mad I robbed myself of the best years of my 20s. Mad that I lost so much time pouring into something that was draining me from day one. And let's be real, not only was I already going into a situation that had already had two broken home established, two kids got snuck in the midst of the whole ordeal. So now my relationship is popping babies out like plot twists. And instead of me leaving, I stayed in the damn sister circle. And it's like, girl, I'm so sorry. At that point, we just didn't know what a red flag was. We didn't know if it would have waved in our face and slapped us with a sign that said run. I'm so sorry. And I grieve that. I grieve what we lost out on, and not what we lost out on, but I also grieve what my daughters now grieve on, because I never even gave my daughters a chance to experience a peaceful family structure, because that wasn't even an option the day I said yes to chaos. So by the time I had my babies at 22 and 23, I was still so gullible, still holding on to fake ass potential, still thinking I could fix a grown man who had already shown me what he was. And in the midst of me trying to keep the family together, it got worse, not only for me, but for my daughters, because they started to see we all are trying to make something with a shared man, and it's not going to work. And I grieve that. I grieve not giving the 19-year-old me a chance to even begin her own family, a chance to be someone's first anything, a chance to do anything. I am so sorry. I got so far and so wrapped up in not knowing what I wanted out of love and not knowing anything but just settling. But I say all of that to say this: I'm healing. We're healing. To my 19-year-old self, all I can do now is move forward and make sure that I take care of us. I'm sorry that we endured so much. I'm sorry that I robbed us of everything that we could have been. Some days I still cry for you, wondering what we could have been and wondering how far we would have gone had I not placed us in that situation. And some days I'm still mad as hell. And other days I laugh because we made it out. We may have walked into a red flag, but we didn't stay there. And to anyone of you who are listening and you feel seen, I want you to know something. You're not stupid. You're not weak. You are just loving with your whole heart. And now it's time to love yourself with that same energy. Because peace isn't shared. Love shouldn't feel like war. And raising kids in chaos doesn't make you a soldier. It makes you tired. And baby, I'm done being tired. To that 19-year-old version of me, I want you to know that now I love myself differently. I love slower. I listen to my gut. I guard my peace. And most importantly, I trust God to handle what I used to try to fix. If I could hold you, I'd say you are not too much. You are not too broken. You are not too hard to love. But not everyone deserves access to your heart. God has taught me that love begins with Him. And when I love from a place of security in Him, I stop begging others to complete me. I'm writing this letter to let you know that I am so sorry for everything, but it is better now. We are healing now. We know better. Sincerely, the Wiser Virgin. Now, for my listeners, I not only want you to do something for me, but for yourself. If you would, just get yourself a journal and ask yourself, what would I tell my younger self about love, boundaries, and worth? And I want you to let it pour out. Cry if you need to. This is a part of the healing. And if you feel led, share it with me. My email is in the link. Or share it with someone you trust. Because your healing story has power. I also want to do something different before I end this episode and just say a prayer. God, thank you for wisdom. Thank you for growth. For every woman listening who wishes she had known better, I pray she now walks in grace, not guilt. I pray she loves herself the way you love her. Cover the wounds of her past with your peace and guide her into relationships that honor you and her. Amen. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for letting me tell my truth, even the embarrassing parts, especially the embarrassing parts. Because healing starts when we stop pretending we didn't see the signs and admit we just walked right past them. I love y'all. Be gentle with yourself. And if you're still in the chaos, pack your bags because peace is waiting. Also remember that grace in the chaos is where healing begins. Even if it's messy, we still find our peace over here. Until next time, thanks for listening. Make peace pull up slow, like a breath you forgot you were holding. May grace whisper your name, not like a sermon, but like it knows your story. May you walk lit, even when the light feel borrowed. You ain't alone, just let it go. Let healing meet you where the chaos grows. Till next time, stay rooted in grace. This is Grace in the Chaos.